And settle in, find a comfortable position to start.
I'll just move this otherwise.
Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Feel the ground beneath you. Sense into your foundation. And from the bones at the bottom of the pelvis, anchor. And now guide your awareness gradually upward, up along to the top of the pelvis, the base of the low back, and gradually up the length of your spine. In between the shoulder blades and up the back of the neck and all the way up over the round part of the skull to the top of the head. And using the image we've been calling upon lately of that puppet string being gently tugged in both directions, elongating us. Inhaling and exhaling. Gently lower the chin to the chest and roll the head over to one side, pausing here. Rolling the head to the other side and pausing here. Just like that, take a couple trips side to side. And then bring the head to upright. And now gently rotate the head, looking over one shoulder and back to center. Keep that long puppet string extension and length, side to side again. Returning to center, and now lower the chin to the chest and ease your way to lifting the chin like a slow motion. Yes. And one more time. And back to center. And now let's take the right hand to the head and do the resisting movement. So the heel of the hand at the temple, long spine on an inhale. Exhale, resisting. Relax the effort on the inhale. Exhale, resisting. Relax the effort again. Exhale, resisting. Release the arm completely and change sides. Left hand, grow tall first, inhale. Resist with the exhale. Grow tall on the inhale. Resist with the exhale. Grow tall on the inhale. Resist with the exhale. Release that side and tilt the head lightly to one side. Come to center, tilt to the other side. Come to center. Now we'll do rotation of the head. Sit tall first, look over your right shoulder. The right hand prevents the head from looking further back. Grow tall as you inhale. Resist looking back as you exhale. Grow tall on the inhale. Resist with the exhale. Grow tall on the inhale. Resist with the exhale. Unwind everything and release. Roll the shoulders a little in between sides. Sit tall, look over the left shoulder now. Left hand preventing the further turn of the head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Release the effort, unwind. Roll the shoulders as you come back to center. We'll do another rotation, this time resisting in the opposite direction. Sit tall, look over the right shoulder. This time the left hand keeps the face from looking forward. Lengthen as you inhale. Resist on the exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. Resist on the exhale. Lengthen on the inhale. Resist on the exhale. Unwind everything and lightly change sides. Look over the left shoulder. Right hand on the temple. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, resist. Unwind everything, release to center. Roll the shoulders. Change the cross of the legs. Let's take the head to the right ear to the right shoulder. And we'll start with resistance. The hand is on the head like we'd normally, right hand on the head, like we'd normally use to encourage the stretch. Grow tall through the spine. And as you exhale, resist the head. It wants to come up, but the hand won't let it. And as you inhale, relax into the kind of head tilt of it. Exhale, resist, head trying to come upright. And inhale, relax into the side tilt. One more time, inhale, resist. And exhale, release. Now this time, we'll stay in the stretchy movement just for a couple of breaths. We'll be revisiting this in just a moment. Take the left arm down and away from the body. Move the head with gentle tilts and turns. What feels interesting here? And release the left hand. Bring the right hand to the underside of your head and use the hand to raise the head back to center. Pause for a moment. Check in with neck and shoulders. Tilt the head to the left now. Left hand on top of the head. We'll start with resist and release. Sit tall first. Build your foundation. Inhaling here, and as you exhale, resist the head trying to go upright. Inhale, relax into the side tilt. Exhale, head trying to go upright. Inhale. Last time, resist. And release. Leave the hand in position here. Take the right arm down low and away from the body. It may or may not be touching the floor. And then start exploring. Rotate the head, tilt the head, move the bottom arm in rotation, or even move it around, forward, backward. Feel the way subtle changes in movement message into the neck, the throat, the jaw. Feeling your way into the sticky spots. And when you're ready, bring the left hand to the underside of the head and use the hand to raise the head, releasing. Taking the shoulders, we'll go forward first, forward, down, back, and around. And then the other way. And release that. Now let's take, excuse me, the chin down toward the chest and the hands behind the head. Actually, come on up. Let's do it so you can see what's going on first. Sit tall, interlace your fingers behind the round part of your skull. And the exhale will be pulling the navel in, rounding the back and bringing the elbows close together. And then check in with the back of your neck. So usually when I do this movement, my shoulders naturally lift up toward my ears. Go ahead and do that and then let them relax. So we're broadening the space across the shoulder blades. We're rounding forward, but letting the shoulders drop a little, not squeezing them toward the ears. The hands are helping, but they're not forcing the neck stretch. Slowly, gently come to upright. And as you come to upright, open the elbows out to the sides and imagine there's a chair back that you're lifting up and over, doing a back bend over a chair that's catching you right about shoulder blade level, and then come upright and forward again, gradually rounding, bringing the elbows close. Sometimes I like to move my hands a little closer to the top of the head. Feels like I get a bit more good juiciness out of the movement. It's your body, so you decide what works for you. Slowly come to upright. And again, opening the elbows out, lifting the chest up and over the imaginary chair back. And return to upright. Let's do one last time. Rounding forward, take a few breaths in this position, allowing the helpful encouragement of the hands and arms and gravity to lengthen the back of the neck. And then coming to upright, opening the elbows, up and over your imaginary chair back, breathing. Come on up to center and release. Roll the shoulders up and back, down and around. Now let's take the right hand out to the side, the left hand behind us. And in this side bend, now we want the spine to be involved. The head can tilt over, it can do what it wants. This is now for a little bit lower in the back. Breathe here, so not just inviting the neck. Reach the left arm up and over. Anchor the left side of your seat, so there's this sense of the left side of the seat being your anchor, and the rest of the body like rising up and reaching and lengthening away. Add a gentle movement, twisting, turning, rolling, inviting a bit more of the spine to participate now. When you're ready, reach up with the left arm and release. Let's go to the other side. Right side of your seat is the anchor. Right hand behind the head to start breathing here. Establish the anchor well so that this whole side can lengthen up and away. Breathing in, breathing out. Add the top arm reaching while retaining the anchor at your base. And as you wish, turning, tilting, twisting, undulating. You are in charge. When you're ready, reach up with the right arm, release. Shoulders up and back, down and around. Up and back, down and around. Now round the whole length of the spine forward, pulling the navel in, tucking the tail under. And inhale, lifting the heart. Exhale, pull the navel in, round, round, round out the back. Inhale, lift the heart, melt the shoulders. Exhale, pull it in, pull it in, pull it in. Inhale, lifting up and out. Just like that, pull it in. And inhale up. And lastly, roll your ribs. Roll your ribs around nice and wide. Exaggerate the movement. Feel free to even tip so one sitting bone completely leaves the ground. Make this as exaggerated a movement as you like. Go the other way. And then back to center. Bring the soles of your feet together and lean forward. And from this position, you'll choose how much to forward lean. So you can lean forward at first with a flat back and then start to round a bit and stay wherever it feels like, ooh, this is kind of interesting. I find that these days my low back is tighter than it usually is. And so I'll lean just to the point where I'm like, oh, all right, this is where I need to stretch a little today. No need to go too far. Deep breath in and out. Guide your breath into the low back. Guide your breath into the back body. Slowly ease your way to upright. And then as you come to upright, I'm going to tilt this so you guys can see me a bit better. As you come to upright, let's come to hands and knees. We'll do tabletop and a little cat-cow for us. So as you find your way to cat-cow, take it really super slow-mo at first. Pull the navel in and let the head hang. Stay there for a couple of breaths. And then really super, super slowly into the back bend. Moving along the spine. See if you can move the awareness. Start at one end and move all the way to the other end. So let's say you're starting your attention at your tailbone. Like your tailbone is being tugged back behind you and then being lifted up a little, causing your pelvis to tilt a little forward, your low back to melt a little bit, your chest to melt a little bit, and eventually your head to come into the position of arched and a gentle back bend. Pull the navel up and around the spine. Just like that. Take your time. Now speed it up a little. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you arch. Come to neutral spine and make rib circles. Really exaggerate the movement. There can be some kind of swirly spirals in there too. Go the other way. Come to center. And then from center, walk the hands forward and press into your palms to send the hips back. Find child's pose. Use it as a back stretch right now. Come up onto your fingertips. Take a couple breaths here. Walk the hands over to the right in your child's pose, stretching out the side body. Breathe from the armpit all the way down in between each rib. Walk over to the other side. As deep a breath as you can invite into this side. Again, from the armpit down between each rib, making space. Breathe all the way down into the hip. Even breathe into the low back here. Walk the hands back to center. Ease up to hands and knees. Let's do another little thing for the upper back. Take your left hand through, dive it through, come to your shoulder, rest your head on your mat. Breathe here. So you can use the other hand, the bottom palm that's on the floor on the mat. You can reposition it, use it for leverage. Check in and make sure your neck is happy with this whole situation. And provided it is, you can add to the leverage by repositioning that base arm. You can reach the arm up in the air if you want. Breathing in, breathing out. Relax the neck. And bring your hand in, press the palm. Inhale back to tabletop and then the other side. Dive the other arm all the way through until you're on the shoulder and the side of the head. Breathing in this position, adjusting the base palm, using it for leverage, breathing in, breathing out, repositioning as needed to make sure that your neck is okay with this position. Sometimes I like to do the wrap with my arm, but today it feels like I get more out of using the hand on the floor to get into the tight spots in the upper back. Use the palm, bring it back onto your mat, press the floor, return to hands and knees. Now walk the hands out. We'll do a puppy dog or a kneeling puppy two different ways. So way number one is, I'll show both and then we'll do together. So way number one is trying to keep like a straight line, doing it for strength. And then way number two is letting the chest melt more. If it's comfortable to rest your forehead there, but watch out for the low back, right? Sometimes the low back wants to do this. It's a little too much. Zip up the belly, and we want to put the brakes on the low back a little so that the upper back and mid back can catch up and get into that melty spine position. So first, the strength building. It can still be a shoulder stretch, but we're keeping a neutral spine, head not trying to touch the floor at all. Really long. Press the palms, lengthen out. Breathe. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, do the melty version. Let the head drop down, the chest drop down, the space between the shoulder blades melts a bit, and then check in with the low back. If it has also melted, pull the navel in a bit, but still invite the upper back to melt. It's a tricky proposition to do both because we're trying to slow down the part that really wants to move, that moves the easiest, and we're wanting to move more the place that is the stickiest and the least mobile. And it's for good reason, right? Our rib cage stabilizes and protects our heart and our lungs, really vital areas. But it's also where we store some tension in the upper back and the neck. Walk the hands back, press into the floor, ragdoll the head up, press and round and press and round. And then as you come to right, let's sit back on the heels for a moment and you roll your shoulders around. Just to get a little weight off the hands, move the back. You can alternate, go the other way. And now let's come back to our tabletop position, but we'll send the right leg back behind us. So from tabletop, this is for the plantar fasciitis and calf stretch. We'll go forward and go backward. Rock forward enough that you're pushing. I'm not just leaning into my hands and going forward. Really press into the ball of the foot to tolerance and use this to get what should be a somewhat uncomfortable toe stretch. And then rock back, reaching into the heel, leaning back, pressing into the hands so you feel definitely a calf stretch. Oh, hello, kitty. I see Connie's cat in the background, so sweet. Forward and back. Rolling over the toes with that That's interesting today. And then back into the calf stretch. Take a couple breaths in the calf stretch. Now, if you want to add a bit of extra strength work before we change sides, pull the navel in and round your back and lift your bottom knee toward your chest. That's it. Slowly, with control, place the shin down, bring the other leg in, change sides. Same thing here. Feel the contact with the mat and press the ball of the foot in and feel the toes stretch as you go forward. And then feel the calf stretch as you go backward. And just like that, take your time, giving these areas a chance to move and stretch. Thanks, Spirit. Into the calf stretch and then stay in the calf stretch for a few breaths. Again, to tolerance. And if you like, round the spine, lift the navel, press into the floor and pick up the right knee. Breathe and breathe and breathe. Place the shin down. Place both shins down. Knees wide, hips back. Child's pose. Relax the arms for a moment. You can take your arms anywhere they want to go. Forward, out to the side. You can wrap them around beside you if you like that. Breathe. Breathe in between the shoulder blades. Feel how when you take a deep breath, there's that sense of the chest rising up off the thighs a bit, and then sinking back down, settling back in as you exhale. And walk the hands out underneath the shoulders and then press the floor away. Hello, baby. A visit from Spirit the Wonder Kitty. All right, let's set up for a downward facing dog. Hands out a little bit in front of your shoulders. Shoulders shrug down. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift the hips and press yourself back. So see how I'm not going up first. I'm going back, 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 back. And then as I press the hands into the floor, lift the hips, breathe, and start to pedal your feet once you get here. Side to side, walking in place. Again, to tolerance, right? If this area on the bottom of the feet feels tender. Now, up high on the tiptoes, really high up. Press the hands still. Even as I'm coming up onto my tiptoes, I'm reaching and pressing into my hands and arms, trying to shift more into my legs. And then as the heels start to go down, I'm not even thinking about them going down as much as my heels and my legs are going back. And it's giving my spine more room. The heels go back, the thighs go back, and my spine has more space. And the heels go back further, and the legs go back further, and the spine has more space. You might turn your head a little here, nodding, shaking it, definitely breathing. And we'll come into a push-up, rounding the back. Pull the navel in, round your spine, shift forward gradually. And then straighten things out. And then the other, as we come back, we're going to round our way, but up and back. Tops of the thighs lift, settle in. Let's do 2 more like that. Pull the navel in, round the upper back as we go in. Settle into neutral. And then lift, round, shift back. And this time, We'll stay in our plank. Lower the knees lightly. And slowly, steadily lower the rest of the body until you're on your belly. And let's use, here we go. So you guys can see me. Take your right hand underneath your head and your left hand down to the side with the palm on the floor near your hip. And I'm going to pretend that I've glued my head, and the head will turn to the side. So, and if left and right don't make sense, you can just turn to the screen, and the hand that's closest to the screen will be the palm that's down, and the other hand will be under your head, and that way you're looking this direction. We'll all start out facing the same way. Zip up the belly and press your pubic bone down into your mat. Reach your big toes straight back. Legs are really active. And then peel your hand and your head up off the mat and slowly lower down. That other hand, the palm that's on your mat, it's a stabilizer. So it's pressing a little bit, not going anywhere. Zip up the belly. Peel your chest up and lower back down. A few more like this. You can lift on an exhale or on an inhale. The choice is yours. On this last one, let's stay there. Breathe and breathe and breathe. If you want to raise the bottom arm up, breathe and breathe and breathe, and slowly lower back down. Turn to the other side, change hands. Same thing here. Establish your foundation first, zipping up the belly, sending the pubic bone down, breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, peeling up off the mat, take the hand with you, and slowly lowering down. Peeling up and lowering down. Peeling up and lowering down. Just like that. On the last one, stay lifted. Unwind. Come to whatever head position is comfortable. Bend the knees and swing your feet side to side. Bring your hands alongside your shoulders, or underneath your shoulders rather. We'll do a low push-up to press up. Zip up the belly. Press up as you exhale. And take a little child's pose from here. Knees wide, hips back. Lengthen the spine, head anywhere you want it. You can rest on the mat or on your arms, on a block. Arms can be wherever they want to be as well. Ease your way to hands and knees. Bring the knees back in. Take the right leg back behind you. Pull the knee into the chest. Send the leg back again. Raise it. Pull the knee into the chest. Send the leg back. Leave it there. Now with a straight leg, do little pulsing movements up and down so you feel the muscles in the back of the leg. Pull the knee in, hold it there, hold it there. Now we're going back, but in a different style, same leg. Take the leg back this time, bend your knee, and do little pulses with the foot wanting to go to the ceiling. Ooh, that's it. All right, pull the knee in, walk this foot all the way forward. We're gonna go straight into a hamstring stretch because those guys were really working. Walk the right leg forward, lift your heel, lean forward, and rotate the top leg, externally rotate. Take a couple breaths there. Ooh, what's that feel like? You feel the outer back of the thigh maybe a little bit more? Come slowly through neutral and then rotate so the leg is internally rotated. Kneecap is pointing toward the left elbow now, toward the midline of your body. Back to neutral. Stay there in neutral and suss it out. If you're like, oh crap, this is a lot of stretch, then don't push any further. Stay where you are, maybe back off. If it feels like, well, this is very manageable, then start to lean forward perhaps a bit more. Just see what feels right in your body right now today. Not only are things kind of weird out in the world right now, things are kind of weird inside our bodies, I think, right now. So it's okay if some poses that usually feel a certain way feel different. We're going to use what we actually feel in our bodies, breath by breath, because that's really where the good stuff is. All right, same leg, one more little bit of fun. Bend the knee. So we're in a low lunge, but in this low lunge, walk your right leg more toward the right than you might normally. And then walk both hands over to the inside of the foot. You guys see that? Maybe I'll turn around. Right, so both hands on the inside of the foot. Lean forward, so now the hips are coming down lower. I'm going to turn back around so you can see that low hip position. And you might walk your back knee back a little more to drop the hips a little lower. And you might start to come down more to the forearms. Ooh, what's that like? We're going to get into all the areas that where tension likes to hang out. We started with the neck and upper back, and we're moving down into the hips. Breathe while you're here. Maybe this bent knee wants to tip to the outside. What does that feel like? The knee tipping. It's hard to see here. My knee is tipping toward the screen. Tipping back. Slowly, gently, press the hands into the mat, take the leg back, and then from here, move the hip around all kinds of directions. Go the other way. Nice. Breathe here. Send the other leg back, pull the knee into the chest. We've got a bit of a laundry list on this side. Reach the leg back straight. We'll do this a few times. Pull the knee in, abs are working. Reach back, abs are still working, but so are the hamstrings. Pull the knee in again, reach back, leave the leg straight, and do little lifting, lowering pulses. Now on this side, you can see, like my hip wants to pop up. Learn from the error of my ways. For me, my base is not as strong on this side, and so I tend to tilt more. So if you find that that happens in your body, keep the pelvis as level as possible. Sometimes I'll do what I'm doing right now and put one hand on the on the pelvis, I can kind of keep track of what's going on. Pull the knee into the chest, take the leg back. Now bend the knee and do little pulses with the bent knee. So the sole of the foot is going up toward the ceiling. You should feel this in your glutes and your hammies just a bit differently than the other one. Good. Exhale, pull the knee in, reach it back, and then step the foot all the way through. Breathe. Our first mission will be a little stretchy thing. I'm going to walk my front foot a little further forward than I would normally. Maybe I'll walk my back knee a little further back and bring the hands down on the inside of the foot. Maybe the elbows, maybe the forearms. See what works for you. Breathe. We'll catch that hamstring stretch in a sec. I realize I flipped that. Rock the knee out to the side if you like, tipping it away from your body. And check in with the neck and the shoulders and the jaw. Especially in this position, sometimes the shoulders creep up toward the ears. Give them as much space as possible as you breathe. As you feel your way into this. And walk the hands back in. And now let's get that, come back to that hamstring stretch. Bring the left hand outside the leg. And then heel is down, toes are up. And we're breathing. The knee doesn't have to be completely straight, but have it straight enough, hi baby, that you notice a stretch. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Breathe here. And now take your time, walk the foot on back. Bring your shin back and we'll do the mobility circles with this hip. All around. Go the other way. Now come back to setting up for downward facing dog. We'll come back into our down dog. Palms press, lift the knees, press into the hands as you lift your hips up. As the heels go down, think of them reaching not just down, but back. The tops of the thighs reaching back behind you again, giving space to your spine. Take a few breaths right here. Notice if the hands are pressing evenly, and if not, invite them to. See how evenly the hands can continue to press as the right leg lifts up and back behind you. Now shift forward, pull the knee into the chest. Knee to nose, push up. Let's do it again. Down dog with the leg up and back. Inhale. And exhale, bring the knee to the nose. This next time we'll step all the way through. Pull the knee in, step the foot forward, help it if it needs a little assistance, and breathe. Stay low. We're on the ball of the back foot in a high lunge, but with the torso down low. Lift the hands up. As we start to come upright, pull your navel in, bend your back knee. Pull your navel in, bend your back knee. And then Once you're upright, you can raise the arms if you like. I know my upper body disappeared there, but you know where I am. Breathe and breathe. Maybe bend the front knee more if you want, lifting up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Slowly, we're going to reach both forward and back at the same time. So as you come down, reach forward with your arms and way back into your leg. Your back leg straightens. Stay there. Hover, 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 hover. Hug your outer hips in. Bring both hands down. Stay in this high lunge. Leave your left hand on your mat. Take your right hand to the right thigh. Long spine. Turn your chest toward the thigh. Open the arms out wide. Twisting here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Unwind. And find your downward facing dog. Slowly roll forward into plank. Come down with either straight legs or bent knees, all the way to your belly. Uncurl your toes. Let's add a little cobra. Zip up the belly. Pubic bone presses down into the mat. Legs are steady and long. And then stay in your low cobra. Breathe here. So yes, the chest is lifted, but it's really reaching out long. And the back and the head is lifted, but the back of the neck is nice and long. Slowly come down. Hands alongside the chest. Tuck the toes under. And again, either knee push-up or straight leg push-up. And make your way to downward facing dog. Breathe while you're here. Now notice the hands. Is the weight even in the hands? Balance it out as best you can and keep it even as much as possible as the left leg comes up and back. Pull the knee into the chest, shift forward. Inhale, up and back we go. Exhale, pull the knee in, shift forward. Inhale, up and back we go. This time, step all the way through. Stay on the ball of the back foot. Breathe while you're here. Now drive the front foot down into the mat. Hug the outer hips in, zip up the belly, and slowly start to come more upright. The back knee bends a lot as the torso comes to vertical. Raise the arms if you like. Definitely breathe. This is a balanced pose, so if it feels wobbly, that's okay. It's kind of supposed to. Take another breath in. And exhale, bring the hands down. From here, press into the floor, step back, downward facing dog. One more time, roll forward into a push-up. Lower down, knee push-up or straight legs. Once you're all the way down, uncurl your toes. Cobra, low cobra, nice and long, or even Sphinx with the forearms on the mat or the floor beside you. Think of pulling the spine out long, lowering down gently, and press to child's pose. Pressing up and back. Knees as wide as they want to be for comfort. Inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, it's a good time for a sip of water, I think. A lot warmer today than it has been. All right, so now let's take advantage of some of this warmth and the work we've been doing. And we'll come into pigeon. Oh, actually, let's do one more thing that's kind of chesty. If you have a yoga block, have it handy. If not, it's not a problem. So I'm going to flip around because that'll be easier to show you. I'm going to take my block over on the right side. I'm going to step my right foot forward, and this is where the alignment's a little interesting. So I'm going to talk us through first where you'll be. You can watch, and then we'll all come into it. From the back heel down, kind of like I'm getting ready to come up in a warrior two pose. Instead of coming up, we're going to stay low and make this a chest opener. I'm going to put my hand on my block and scooch my foot to the other side of the mat, and then hop my other foot to the back side of my mat. So I'm making like a diagonal line. This foot really close to the front edge of my mat, and the other heel very much on the far side of my mat. That makes sense? And then what I'll do is start to lean back into my hand and the block. It's a little like triangle, but it's like a halfway fallen tilted version of triangle. I'm trying to open the chest, and then I'm playing around. We'll bend and straighten this leg a little bit. In theory? Okay, let's give it a try. All right. The block starts out outside your right foot. I'm going to put mine a little bit off my mat and see if I can give myself a little more space. And then you scoot your right foot over to the left side of your mat, where it feels like it doesn't belong, but it does. And then you hop your left foot over to the other side of the mat, so the legs are on a diagonal. Your right hand goes to your block, and you lean into your hand some, bend the knee, and press into the ball of the foot, straighten the leg. Bend the knee, and press into the ball of the foot. Now, maybe, just maybe, open up the top arm. It can go out to the front of your mat, behind you if you're feeling feisty, up to the sky. You can move it around a bit, sort of like a low stretchy triangle. All right, now, however you can, bring yourself back. Bring your block back in, scoot your right foot back. And I'm gonna walk both feet kind of to the middle and pivot to change sides. You can change sides any way you like. So now the left foot is the front leg, the block is outside, spaciously outside the left foot, and the right foot hops over to the other side of the mat. Make your diagonal. Lean out into the left hand. Lean the hips back, but zip up the belly. And you might bend and straighten the front leg. Ooh, what's that like? And I'm trying to scoop my bum underneath on the bottom side. So I'm trying not to stick my butt out and lean forward, but to scoop my bum underneath. And then raise the top arm. And breathe. Oh yeah, breathe. Lots of breathing. Maybe the top arm wants to reach and stretch in some different ways. See what that feels like. 2 more breaths. And then unwind. Unwind all the things. Come back to either tabletop or down dog. Step your right foot forward and let's do pigeon. don't do it so much in my class. So let's do a little pigeon pose. Come to the shin on the front leg. Now you can use a blanket or a block or something under the hip if that makes life happier for your knee, your shin, your hip. And then come down over the front leg, whatever amount. Even though this is a stretching pose, have a little bit of opposing energy where it's almost like the front leg wants to pull to the back and the back leg wants to pull to the front and the abs are engaging so that we're not literally flopped over. We may look on the outside like we're just flopped over the leg, but on the inside it's very alive and dynamic. And you might try a similar technique to what we've been working with these last couple of weeks with the neck movements and stretches, resist and release. So what happens if you have that sense that the legs are really strong and they're trying to pull back toward each other, resisting, and then relax into the stretch of it. Resisting, it doesn't really look like much from the outside, but you should feel, oh, hey, my muscles are engaging, and then they're relaxing. Zipping up the belly, pulling the right leg back and the left knee forward. And relax. All right, let's extract ourselves from this side, changing to the other side. Hands on the mat, tuck the toes under on the left leg. And you might either come to tabletop and move the knee around, or come to down dog and raise the leg in the air a little bit, moving the hip different ways after the hip stretch. When you're ready, bring the other shin forward. Adjusting so it works for you. Breathing, more than anything, breathing. Coming down. And once you're in position, take a moment, suss it out, notice what this side feels like. It may be different. So work with what this side needs. Maybe try a little resist and release. The front leg as if it's pulling back, the back knee like it wants to slide forward. And releasing, resisting, and releasing. Relaxing, taking a few breaths here. And when you are ready, you'll unwind this side, taking hip circles from either tabletop or from downward facing dog. And make your way onto your back. Right knee hugs in. Left leg stretches out long. Inhaling. Exhaling. Left hand to the right knee, right arm out to the side. Rock your way into a twist. Take a few deep breaths here. On an exhale, return to center. Change legs. And rock your way into a twist on this side. Inhaling, exhaling. Exhale, come to center. Bring both knees into the chest. Rock side to side. And take happy baby. Breathe down the back of the neck, over the shoulder blades, into the low back. And then take any other movement that feels sweet for your body, that feels good to you. Inhaling, exhaling. When you're ready, make your way into a comfortable position for Shavasana. You can still finish out any closing poses that you would like. Take care of your body. As you settle in, inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. arms and legs rest. Let the shoulders and upper back relax. Swallow and relax the throat and the jaw, the cheeks, the forehead, the eyes. Let the scalp muscles relax. Let the breath flow in. Let the breath flow out. Gradually start deepening the breath. Roll the head gently from side to side. Bring small movements into the hands and feet. Inhale the arms overhead. Take a generous stretch. When you're ready, bring one knee into the chest, then both knees. Rock gently. Make your way to one side. Like a rag doll, come up where the head is the very last. Press up slowly, gently. When you're upright, bring the palms together at your heart. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower the chin. May you be protected. May you be peaceful. May you be joyful and free. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was fantastic. Just what I needed.
Oh, good, good.
It's perfect. Yeah. And if you remember to send us what you said yesterday or the day before about those dance things.
Oh,
the
yeah. I wrote it in the
thing,
chat and then I forgot to send you guys. Yeah, I'll send you the link.
the two things, the Naya thing and the other thing.
The Nia was, okay, I'll check. I got the email address from Sharon of
Yes.
the person that she studies with.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was just what the doctor ordered.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you.